Ever since the Wii has been released, it hasn't really received much third-party support. The companies that did mostly produced games that were either crappy or had broken controls, with the exception of a few companies. I think it's now safe to say that Nintendo is king of making titles for their own consoles. A perfect example of this is Super Mario Galaxy. This game has been largely hyped since the launch of the Wii, and to much gratitude, it actually lived up to the hype. This is one of the greatest games on the Wii console and has proven three things. The Wii is capable of great graphics, the controller is potentially worthy of great gameplay, and finally, you don't have to always have massive console hardware to enjoy a next-gen game. Here's my review for Super Mario Galaxy. The story of this game is pretty simple, just like in other Mario games. Every 100 years, a comet soars through the skies of Mushroom Kingdom, and in this particular year, the comet fills the skies and releases star bits all around the area. Meanwhile, Mario gets invited to Princess Peach's castle. As he makes his way to the castle, Bowser shows up in his flying airship and rips Princess Peach's castle straight out of the ground and takes it straight to outer space. Mario makes an attempt to follow, but Mario gets knocked back. Shortly afterwards, Mario encounters the mysterious Princess Rosalina and becomes acquainted with the Lumas and learns about the Starbits. Princess Rosalina refers to Princess Peach as Mario's special one, I guess to match the loving relationship that they have. Rosalina and the Lumas thrive on a floating area which consists of mostly dark regions at first. This here is basically the overworld where the mini levels are accessed from. As you progress the game, they light up giving you access to new galaxies, and from here Mario must rescue a certain amount of Grand Stars to go fight the final battle and save his special one, aka Princess Peach. And that's essentially it, without having to spoil anything. There are other elements to the story, but those can be discovered if you go into the library. In here, Rosalina tells the story of a little girl and the Lumas. As you progress through the game, more chapters are added to the story, and you find out a little bit more about the game this way. Now let's talk about the graphics. I guess now we have the ultimate proof that the Wii is capable of displaying incredible graphics. Unfortunately, thanks to lazy third-party developers, a lot of people look down at the Wii as having piss-poor graphics. But thanks to Mario Galaxy, the graphics theory for the Wii has been proven right in favor of itself. Of course, it's not all about the great graphics, but they are a wonder to know in Mario Galaxy. The edges and some textures are blurred to give it a smooth effect. However, this isn't the case throughout the whole game. The people who created this game really took their time with the details and lighting. Just take a look at these lovely surfaces. Whoever that guy was that said that the PSP had better looking graphics than the Wii should probably feel like an idiot seeing this. But anyway, flamers set aside, there's no doubt that this is one of the best looking games on the Wii. The only real flaw I seem to notice with the graphics is when Mario is hidden behind the wall, or some other obstacle. You can see his shadow through the wall. I believe this was intended so that you could see the exact position where Mario is standing, but I think it could have been remedied with a simple camera control. Really, it's my own personal issue, but it still doesn't even faze the desire in my heart to play this game. Moving on to the most important part of any game in my opinion, is the gameplay. Where do I begin? Mario Galaxy is so wacky in terms of the platforming genre. The gravity mechanics in this game are outstanding, and surprisingly, the controls still work for it. Aside from being able to run around on a flat surface, you can walk all around the surface of a spherical environment just perfectly. At times it may throw off your controls, but overall it's pretty smooth. You would think that if you jumped off the edge you would just die. Well, in most circumstances, you just land on the other side and continue playing. Not all areas are like this, however. In some places, if you fall, you get sucked right into a black hole. But thanks to these mechanics, an onslaught of possibilities have opened up for this game, such as flying from planet to planet and using the gravity effects to your advantage, as shown here. Although this may be the biggest highlight in the game, there are definitely more aspects to this game. You have a variety of different items that can affect Mario in different ways. The Fire Flower allows Mario to shoot fireballs for a limited time. The Ice Flower allows Mario to walk and skate on water, and the Ghost Mushroom temporarily turns Mario into a boo, which allows him to float and pass through some walls. Of course, these aren't the only items. There are also the Bee Mushroom and the Koopa Shells. But I think it would be more enjoyable if you discovered all these items on your own, and trust me, the items are very, very cool. Another thing I should mention are the mini-games and bonus levels. This game has a nice combination of both. There's a water mini-game and a ball tilting, and a few more. Not to mention the bonus secret levels. Old school gamers will find some nostalgia in the music for these levels. This game is just a powerhouse of innovation, and I think Super Mario Galaxy revolutionized the platforming genre altogether, in my opinion. I mean, what other kind of platform game has you doing moves like this? Bottom line, the gameplay in Super Mario Galaxy is rock solid. The controls are near perfect, and again, the mechanics in this game are absolutely astonishing. The only drawback I have with the gameplay is the water levels. Of course, we all hate those. Unless you're equipped with a Koopa shell, then being underwater is a massive pain. Shaking the remote to swim can get a bit tedious, especially when you're going precisely after something underwater. This kind of stuns your enjoyment for the moment, but it's not so often to where you want to stop playing altogether. Well, I think you pretty much get the picture here. The gameplay is pretty kick-ass. You'll have one hell of a time with this game. Now, the final thing I want to bring up before I wrap up this review is the music and sound effects. And like everything else, they are an excellent piece of art. The soundtrack for this game is an excellent combination of orchestrated musicals and lots of silly tunes to go along with it. Just take a listen for yourself. Just beautiful. I say the same for the sound effects. Everything sounds crystal clear, from the tiniest footsteps to the most outrageous explosions. Since this is a YouTube video, I don't think you can notice it much here, but if you play this at your local game store, these sounds will astound you. So to conclude this review, my final score for Super Mario Galaxy is a 9.6 out of 10. This game is a must-have for any Wii owner. The only people whom this game may not appeal to would be those who don't like Mario in general, and those who aren't fond of platformers, and of course the occasional flamer anti-Wii fanboy. Other than this, the game should appeal to everyone else. There are some flaws with this title, but overall, the good outweigh the bad by a long shot. Thanks for watching my review, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed my first Wii game review. I'll be working towards getting better and better at making reviews, and of course making reviews in general. Again, thanks for watching, everyone, and take care.